Okay. Hello. I never know how to start these things. Anyway, my videos are kind of a jumbled mess because I couldn't film because I had lost room again and had to manage my videos and files and everything. So, but basically, I also lost my very last ovulation video where it actually turned positive and I had a smiley face. Just to update on that, my surge only lasted like 12 hours and it always lasts for like 24 to 34 hours. It always lasts a really long time. So anyway, but to follow up with my last video I posted, I said that my plan was to lower my estrogen naturally to push my ovulation back to when I'm supposed to ovulate. My ovulation should always be on day 13. That's what my body does. A lot of girls do 14 if they have that 28-day cycle, but I have a 26-day cycle, and so my day to ovulate should be at either day 12, at the very end of day 12 to day 13. That's just always the way it has been my whole life, or well, since I started doing this, starting 2014 when I got married and started taking ovulation tests. I'm all out of breath. So anyway, to follow up, I think it was, sorry, my lips are dry. Day 1 of my period, when I had the last chemical pregnancy, I had one just this last cycle, I had a chemical pregnancy. The line actually showed up pretty clearly on day 13, same day my period started. It started and it was light and I thought maybe it's implantation bleeding, but I just knew it wasn't, and it sure enough, it was a full-on period and totally lost it and everything. Yeah. So that was day 1 of my period then, and that was September 17th. That was also the same day our dog died, which was just added to the whole. I was more sad about that because, you know, I've had so many chemical pregnancies. I'm always sad about the chemical pregnancy, but it wasn't earth-shattering. It was more about our dog passing away at midnight. That was just so sad, and I hated that. It was horrible. We knew he was sick. He had congestive heart failure. Anyway, and we had been dealing with that for like the last year. So we're sad, but he's in heaven, and then I had started my period. So, you know, another chemical pregnancy, and so I'm like, okay, I know now that I know because of IVF and all of the testing I had done that I have very high estrogen. Now it's funny because I can't remember the doctor that said he said that estrogen dominance doesn't exist, and he's an IVF, he's a reproductive endocrinologist, and I can't remember his name. Whereas other MDs say it does exist. So either way, when I tested when they tested my estrogen for IVF, it was over 600, and I don't remember what the normal range is, but it is like way less than that, like 100. Like when you start IVF, it has to be below 90 before you can start injections, and the 2 weeks of birth control are supposed to bring it down below 90. Well, 2 cycles of trying to do that, I only ever got to 200 and some, and they were always canceling my cycle. So I just knew. So back in the day, I researched how to lower my estrogen naturally, and it was eating cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and I lately just discovered that arugula is also a cruciferous vegetable because I love eating salads, and I eat a salad like every night, spinach and the iceberg combo. So when day 1 of this period started, basically all I did was I was going to do that, and I was going to do moderate exercise every day. There's a trail that's only 10 minutes from the apartment, and one way to get from, we park at this one spot and we walk 2.5 miles. There's a playground at the end of it. It's a recreational complex. Hannah plays, and then we walk back, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful with the trees and everything. So I was doing that almost every day, and one day so day one, my period, we're doing that trail almost every day. So she's in her stroller and I'm pushing her. And then every day, ate a steamed bowl of broccoli or Brussels sprouts with my lunch. Like I'd have my regular lunch, a sandwich or whatever, and then I would have a bowl of, just a small bowl of a serving of broccoli or Brussels sprouts. And then either right after or a couple hours after that, I would have a bowl of red grapes, which are also supposed to lower estrogen or help with testosterone or something like that, because we all have both estrogen and testosterone. So anyway, so like for men, it's really good to eat red grapes. So anyway, but my testosterone levels were always perfect in the beginning. It was just my estrogen. My estrogen and the FSH level the FSH was 14. Well, I also saw a video of a specialist in New York, Norbert Gleichert, which is a German scientist. He basically said, yeah, that's the normal FSH 3 to 10 or whatever. Yeah, that's for younger women, but when you're older, it should be higher. That's normal to be higher too. So I really like that video. I thought, man, he said when conception becomes impossible is when you're at like 50, an FSH of 50 and stuff like that. So anyway, I don't have any idea what I am, but anyway, I did that every day, and I hope that I uploaded the video. I'll try to upload that before this. If I did upload that video, you'll see it all there. But basically, it totally worked. I totally did it. The only problem is I have no idea when I ovulated, because my surge began, I caught it at 6:15 p.m. on September 28th, which was Monday. My goal was to ovulate on Tuesday. Well, when I woke up, I went to the bathroom first thing because I didn't want old urine to register. I wanted current urine to tell me if I was still surging or not. So I did second morning urine, and it was negative. My ovulation predictor kit was negative. So I'm like, oh my God, because in the past, when it's negative, I've already ovulated. So I'm like, holy crap. So I had my husband watch Hannah, and I inseminated at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I think I might have ovulated sometime during the night. Later that evening, I started to have more intense pressure in my left ovary. So I'm like, oh, am I ovulating now? But I never had that explosive burst that I usually feel. Well, then I remembered, I never had that explosive burst when I got pregnant with Hannah. So maybe it's not a complete, not a washout, but like maybe all hope is not lost. Maybe I still ovulated anyway. Because the only time I think I've ever not ovulated. It's always delayed, or it's early or something. So anyway, just for fun, last night at 4 DPO. So I'm saying that I must have conceived around 8:30 in the morning on September 29th. So today is I think it's October 4th. Yeah, 29th. Yeah, so 29th, 30th, October 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So last night was 4 DPO, according to an 8:30 in the morning conception. And just for fun, I took a Walmart one-step, which measures at 20. So show me somebody that gets a positive at, come on, that's ridiculous. But I just did it for fun, and they're 88 cents. And of course it was negative, but it was grainy. And, you don't look past 10 minutes because of the evaporation lines. Well, it was very hesitant to even get an evaporation line. I did a 5 DPO experiment where there was absolutely no way that I was pregnant, and the evaporation line showed up at like 17 minutes. And it was like clear. So, but it was, and when I mean clear, I meant it was obvious, but but actually the line was actually clear. The one I took last night, even though it took forever to show up, like, I don't know, 20 minutes, an hour, you know, and, you assume it's an evaporation line. It actually was pink. And I thought that was weird. And I'll show it now. It's just, it looks like a knife edge. You know, that's the indent line that everybody talks about. So it has that edge indent line now. The color and the liner disappeared. So for fun, I took another one this morning at 5 DPO because I was feeling things yesterday. And so 5 DPO, today is October 4th, second morning urine. I took another one step, and I'll show it to you again. Again, nothing showed up at 10 minutes. And then when I saw that, I decided to take a first response just to blow another test, and I'll show you what the results were. Okay, so, you know, clearly it's visible. This is the one I took last night, and you can see that it's just a knife edge. So there's no more line, and it's just, it looks like somebody took a knife and sliced it. So no line or anything. And I wouldn't expect one. Well, this one did not show up before 10 minutes either. But now it's here, but you don't count it because, let me just put it down on there. But, you know, you don't count it because it should come up before 10 minutes. But this one kind of has some color too. So 5 DPO, and it's always fun even when it's an evaporation line. I know that sounds sick. So I took a first response, and I always set my first response for 4 minutes, which is kind of silly probably, because, you know, sorry, I'm all over the board here. You know, it's for 3 minutes, but I always set it for 4 just because I just do. So anyway, I didn't record this earlier because my phone was way out of room, but this is what I saw at, I wish I could get a better lighting here. This is what I saw. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Hannah, leave that alone. So I don't know if that's showing up on camera. I can see it through my phone. There's a line. And I just freaked out. And took it downstairs, showed it to my husband. He can totally see it. This showed up at 4 minutes. And I don't understand why everyone accuses first response of evaporation lines. I have never in my 5 years of taking, you know, I'd have killed for an evaporation line back in the day if I thought that I might be pregnant for 5 seconds. There's no way that, I don't think that it's possible. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm in a brand new bathroom. We're in a new house. And the lighting in here is really weird. There, that's a pretty good picture. Can you believe that at 5 DPO? So, yeah, that is something else. So anyway, I'm very excited and happy. But if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I've had like, I don't know, 7 or 8 chemical pregnancies this year. I'm starting to lose track. It's been, you know, but I knew that, okay, I'm not ovulating when I'm supposed to. And yeah, I'm still fertilizing, but the egg is just not ready. And either, I don't know if I read that it's impossible for immature eggs to fertilize. So they've been fertilizing, but they just weren't ripe, I guess. So I made myself ovulate later by lowering my estrogen, which in turn lowered the FSH, which in turn delayed the LH, so that I wouldn't ovulate prematurely. And it totally worked. And I'm shocked. I cannot believe that it worked. And even that scientist said that you can change the FSH in just a matter of days. Like, he confirmed it. I went for confirmation, looking around for doctors and what they say about it. And he confirmed it. And it, you know, while I was doing it, he confirmed it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Anyway, so my thing is, I need these lines to get darker and I need to miss my period. That's when I'm gonna freak out and be excited. When I get that digital yes, when I get the digital clear blue pregnant, and when I miss my period. And I've seen so many videos where they miss their period and they get the yes and the pregnancy. And then you see their follow-up video where they started their period a week later. So anyway, I just need to miss my period at this point. I feel very good. I feel very confident about this. And basically because, you know, I've been taking my supplements, taking the CoQ10 and everything. And tell you what, if you're not on CoQ10, get on it now for egg quality. And, but anyway, I lost my train of thought. I mean, this morning I poured myself a cup of coffee, took out my cereal box and started to pour cereal into my coffee. Like, and I thought, oh man, would that be funny? Like, what if I am really pregnant? Because who does? Anyway, so, anyway, tomorrow is 60 PO. I'm just going to see if this thing keeps getting darker. So we'll see you then. Okay, it is second morning urine, about 8:30 in the morning. And I took this one step. It is 60 PO. And we'll just see, these detected 20, so it should still be negative. So we shall see. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. There's totally a line. It's hard to see on this. You can barely see it, but. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take the first response. I've noticed too in videos, a lot of people show a blank test, like to prove that it's blank, but you could never fake. How could you fake a pre-existing positive pregnancy test because it turns yellow? So, you know what I mean? Like, it would be so hard to have it not be real because they turn yellow. But I'll prove it. Here's a blank brand new pregnancy test. And I'm gonna dip it and then I'll show it running across. Okay, so there it is going across, and I will set it for 3 minutes, not 4 minutes this time, and see what it looks like. Okay, I think I'm gonna be a nervous wreck this week because it's always positive and then it disappears, and I do not want that to happen. Anyway, I'm casting a horrible shadow. Oh, this is better. Okay. All right, so 3 minutes. Let's see what happened. Wow. Oh my gosh. I wonder why it's so squiggly on the control line, but look. You can see the line. And it's like a very diluted second morning urine. I should have done first morning. Well, yay. Look at that. Man, please stay. Like I said, I don't even want to calculate when my period is due. This is 60 PO, so yeah, seven days from today. 7 days early. I'm testing. This is just as strong as yesterday. And I wouldn't expect it to really be noticeably darker until tomorrow. Yeah, I should have done first morning. But, all right. So, see you tomorrow at 70 PO.